the ocean's bounty, or a desperate gamble? Tons of silver shimmer onto the deck, promising fortune. But at what cost? One wrong move, and the unforgiving deep claims another soul. These aren't just fish. They're the lifeblood of an industry, pulled from the crushing pressure of an abyss that never sleeps.
Watch the side, watch the side!
The net, a pulsating sack of silver, dangles precariously, a single strand holding hundreds of lives. And fortunes think this is easy. The brute force of the ocean fights every inch of retrieval while one haul is secured. The mechanical precision of the winch prepares for the next brutal plunge.
We should get moving.
Even visitors glimpse the raw, chaotic energy of a fresh haul, the ocean's silver harvest. Cascades onto the deck, a living, gasping torrent, each fish a testament to the brutal efficiency of deep-sea exploitation. But this isn't just about volume, it's about survival. Every slippery deck. Beyond the initial chaos lies the cold precision of the processing line, the ocean's bounty. Now a relentless torrent, funneled through steel and gears. Each fish sorted, weighed, prepared, a chilling testament to industrial scale. But out on deck, the human element remains. The cycle restarts, the immense vessel, a mechanical predator, trails its vast maw into the sun-drenched waves. This isn't a gentle ballet, but a brutal extraction of marine life. The net, a silent, sweeping hunter, descends into the unseen depths, only to return, heavy with its shimmering cargo. The ocean's bounty, now a cascading river of silver. These aren't just fish, they're raw currency, poured into the ship's guts before being offloaded to the hungry maw of the processing plant. But what about the liquid gold flowing into those silent blue barrels? Is this a secret ingredient? The ship's arteries, purging the sea's dark secrets. Back to where they came from, a ritualistic cleansing before the real work begins. Inside, the cold steel jaws of the factory awaken. Fish become mere units, pushed by relentless machinery up an endless ascent. Mountains of silver, a shimmering, silent tide, ready for their industrial baptism, each bin a temporary holding cell before the relentless march TO transformation. But wait, a peek behind the curtain. Perfectly portioned fillets from an unseen line. Is this the ultimate destiny? The cleansing ritual begins. Torrents of icy water strip away the deep's last embrace. Every scale, every surface, polished to clinical perfection. Then, the mechanical ballet, fish tumbling, aligning into flawless rows, awaiting their precise fate. No room for error. Upward, ever upward. The relentless ascent continues, each fish a data point, precisely channeled into its designated slot. The machinery hums, a symphony of impending transformation, no longer a wild creature, but a component in a vast, intricate system. What terrifying precision awaits them? The raw, unforgiving ocean yield, transformed by ruthless precision. Here, the mechanical ballet begins. Each blade a surgical instrument, stripping flesh from bone. A cold, clean dissection. What was once a living creature, now just raw material, ready for the meticulous, unfeeling wash. From the automated surgical strike to the relentless torrent of flesh, each perfectly uniform segment cascades into the next phase, a river of protein. But is it perfect enough? Human eyes, the ultimate arbiters, scrutinize every piece, a final, brutal inspection. Any imperfection, the human touch, a fleeting moment before the cold, cleansing jets relentlessly purify each chunk, then a cascade into the next mechanical maw, ascending towards its destiny, the final descent into the sterile embrace of industrial containers. These aren't just bins, they're temporary tombs. The containers, a silent parade, marching towards their predetermined fate, then the brutal inversion, as tons of processed flesh are violently disgorged into the next stage of oblivion. This isn't just emptying a bin, it's a controlled avalanche of what was once vibrant life, a testament to efficiency, the final crucible, where raw product meets ultimate transformation under the watchful eye of blinking warnings. Is this the end of the line? Or just another beginning? Then, the silent guardians of the deep, massive winches, coils of steel ready to tear another bounty from the abyss. All orchestrated, the ocean's jaws open, revealing the monstrous trawl doors, brutalizing the waves. These aren't just weights. They're the iron fists of industry, dragging the deep. Will the cables hold, or will the sea reclaim its bounty? And maybe a few souls, the deck groans, a dance with disaster. As the net surfaces, the colossal winches, a symphony of steel and strain, dictate fate as the deep's bounty cascades into the frigid holds, a fleeting moment of triumph before the relentless ocean reminds you who's boss, a monstrous wave. Then, the Arctic's icy embrace, crushing through frozen frontiers. The ice-hardened hole carves a path through glacial tombs, each crack a testament to man's audacity or foolishness. Life here, a constant gamble, as the net resurfaces, teeming with frozen silver, pulled from beneath the ice sheets, a fresh haul. Another victory, as dawn or dusk paints the sky. In hues of brutal beauty, the ocean's fury intensifies. Waves become liquid mountains, threatening to swallow all. The deck transforms into a treacherous battlefield where every rope, every chain, screams under unimaginable tension. One frayed strand, one misstep, under the watchful eye of a seasoned mariner. The cycle begins anew. The net, a silent hunter, plunges back into the depths, each buoy a beacon of hope, or a marker for despair. Rusting metal, a testament to countless battles, hides the dark secrets below deck. The relentless pursuit, the ocean's silent maw, beckons once more. As dawn breaks, or perhaps a fading sunset's last gasp, these aren't hands, but instruments of steel, guiding a net into the deep, a ritual as ancient as the tides, but with modern stakes. Will the abyss yield its silver bounty? Another shift, another gamble against the unforgiving deep. The crew, a symphony of grim resolve, wrestling with steel and synthetic sinews as the net plunges, or perhaps is painstakingly retrieved. Each wave, a reminder of the ocean's raw power, a constant threat. Are they merely pulling empty water? Then, the moment of truth, the ocean's generosity, or perhaps its final cruel joke, the net, once a phantom, now bulges with life, a shimmering, struggling mass. Is this the reward for endless nights and bone-chilling cold, or merely the prelude to a new kind of chaos? The sheer tonnage. The struggle continues as tons of living silver fight their last battle against steel and unforgiving mesh. The birds, a screaming omen, circle overhead, a grim escort. Now, the brute force of engineering takes over. A monstrous crane, a metal god, begins its slow, deliberate lift. A colossal suspended sphere of life now hangs precariously above the deck, a testament to man's audacity. The ocean's bounty, finally conquered for now. But the battle isn't over. It merely shifts from the wild waves to the cold, clinical precision of the ship's internal factory. Forget the clean factory, where silent barrels await their destiny. The true drama unfolds on the furious waves as monstrous cables plunge into the abyss. The ocean demands its tribute. Will it deliver a bounty or swallow the gear hole, a silent hunter deployed into the deep? Each meter a gamble. The net emerges, a glimmer of hope, but then the gulls descend, hungry scavengers, a stark reminder of the ocean's brutal hierarchy. Suddenly, a colossal bulge, a silver torrent, explodes onto the deck. A living, gasping avalanche, spilling its precious contents, some back to the deep. Is this efficiency? A serpentine beast of netting, brimming with a silver tide, now lies exposed on the steel deck. Each fish a tiny cog in this relentless machine. The crew, dwarfed by the sheer scale, navigate this living carpet. A precarious ballet above an open maw, the ocean's bounty. Now a logistical challenge. No rest for the weary as the silver deluge continues. The crew, muscles straining against the ocean's weight and the sheer volume of life. This isn't just fishing. It's a brutal tug-of-war with millions of frantic bodies pushing back. Every rope, every winch screams under the load. The final gasp of the net as the last shimmering bodies disappear into the abyss below deck. The deck, now a slick, watery wasteland, washed clean by the ocean's own tears, a moment of eerie calm before the storm. A brief respite for weary souls, but the cycle never truly ends. Look at this monster breaching the surface. A leviathan dripping with the ocean's fury, but relax. It's not Godzilla, it's just our payload. Hundreds of tons of silver treasure hold onto this massive fish carrier. The crew wrangles this colossal sausage of the sea, winches screaming, cables groaning under the insane weight. Hold tight, because the ride is just getting started. This deck is a wet, slippery battlefield. One wrong step and you're swimming. Look at those giant winches, devouring thick green cable like it's spaghetti, pure mechanical muscle, reeling in the ultimate oceanic jackpot. The belly of this fish carrier is full, but the sea always has more to give. And here is the proof. Watch these colossal drums spin. They aren't winding yarn. That's miles of solid steel and heavy-duty rope groaning under extreme tension. The crew orchestrates this mechanical beast like a symphony of pure power. Cranes swing, cables snap tight, as the factory ship prepares to swallow another monstrous payload. Out in the deep blue, the real Leviathan finally surfaces. A seemingly endless highway of yellow floats marks the beast's path, then the grand finale. The massive black maw of the trawl net is dragged brutally up the stern ramp, churning white water, screaming engines. Mother Nature fought hard, but this steel titan just won the battle. The giant serpent of yellow floats stretches to the horizon, but wait, look at the churning water. 1,000 seabirds just crashed the party. It's a free. All -U- can eat sushi buffet, but the real prize is coming aboard. Boom, look at the sheer size of that oceanic sausage. Hundreds of tons of silver, packed tighter than a tin of sardines. The seagulls are literally surfing on our floating jackpot. Talk about a seafood coma. But the ocean never sleeps, and neither does this hardcore crew. As darkness swallows the sea, the massive ship turns into a glowing fortress of light. The night shift takes over. Fighting heavy steel, winches, and brutal waves, the sea is black. But the grind is non-stop. The night shift is not for the weak. One slip on this wet deck and it's game over. The beast groans as a glowing orb rises from the black abyss. It's an oceanic disco ball, packed with 1,000,000 silver dancers. Suspended high in the air, the tension is absolutely unbearable. One pull of that cord, and the silver sky is about to fall. Boom, the dam breaks. An avalanche of silver crashes onto the steel deck. It's a glittering tsunami of fresh seafood. The crew is literally wading knee-deep in their own treasure. It's pure chaos, but highly organized chaos. Every man is fighting this slippery mountain. The dark ocean just paid out the ultimate midnight jackpot. A new dawn, a new monster. Watch the ocean boil as another colossal net breaches the surface. It's a spectacular eruption of salt water and scales. The winch groans under the pressure, but the orange-clad warriors of the sea just watch with a smirk. They've seen it all. But a haul this massive never gets old. We are talking serious tonnage. The seagulls are literally forming a welcome committee on the deck. They know a 5-star feast when they see one. Look at those smiles on the crew. That is the face of a massive payday. But the show isn't over. The crane hoists the final sack high into the sky. A majestic waterfall drains away, leaving only pure, unadulterated profit. The final silver drops fall. The belly of the beast is officially empty. But don't pop the champagne just yet, because now comes the ultimate nightmare. Untangling a giant, salty ball of yarn. The crew suits up, armed with heavy shackles and pure willpower. This green Leviathan must be tamed, stretched, and prepped for the next dive. Just look at this deck. It's like a neon monster threw up orange and blue spaghetti everywhere. This isn't modern art. It's high-stakes ocean mechanics. The winches roar back to life, swallowing miles of wet mesh. These guys wrestle this tangled beast with zero complaints. Because in this game, a clean net means another massive payday. Look at this neon mountain. Miles of colorful web, ready to trip anyone not paying attention. But these guys are pros. They pull, they heave, and boom! Another monster sausage breaches the deck. Fish are everywhere. The crew takes a quick breather to admire the work. 3 men, 1 massive ocean, and a whole lot of pure profit. But there is zero rest for the wicked. Just admire the sheer mechanical muscle of this floating factory. Giant winches, endless coils of heavy rope, and then the heavy artillery arrives. Watch out for those massive steel trawl doors swinging like pendulums. The ramp is wet. The sea is hungry. And down goes the net for another epic round. But before you get the prize, you gotta put your back into it. Listen to these guys grunt, man versus nylon. It's the ultimate tug of war. And then the machinery takes over, a giant orange teardrop. Heavy enough to crush a car, swings high above the deck. It's a literal suspended mountain of seafood, just waiting to burst open and think the day is over. Not a chance. Welcome to the night shift, where the ocean gets darker and the stakes get higher under the glare of the floodlights. This floating factory just keeps eating. The crew wrestles with endless wet green mesh. Another monstrous haul is rising from the black abyss. The ocean simply never stops. The ocean is angry tonight. Walls of water smash against the steel, but this hardcore crew doesn't flinch. Step out into the freezing chaos. It's time to work. The midnight shift is a wet, slippery battlefield. And look at the size of this thing. The giant trawl net crawls up the stern ramp, dripping with pure oceanic fury. It's a brutal game of tug of war. Man versus machine versus 1 million pounds of salt water. Every single rope groans under the insane tension. The crew wrestles the beast into submission, and then the absolute grand finale. The colossal sack is unleashed. An epic avalanche of silverfish floods the deck. Tonight's jackpot is secured. Jackpot. The sky is literally raining silver. Watch this absolute mountain of fish crash onto the cold steel deck. It's a seafood lover's wildest dream. But for this hardcore crew, it's just another Tuesday. The ocean is throwing everything it has at them. Freezing water, massive waves. But these orange-clad warriors just wrestle the beast. And you thought the hard part was over? Mother Nature says no. Boom! A colossal wave completely swallows the deck, trying to steal the treasure back. The winches scream in protest. The boss barks orders through the freezing spray. It is absolute cinematic chaos. But the giant net finally rises, completely empty and hungry for more. The beast is back, suspended in midair like a giant, dripping piñata. The tension on those cables is absolutely terrifying. You can literally hear the steel groaning. Stand back, because here comes the money shot. Boom! The bottom drops out and a tidal wave of silver completely obliterates the deck. Pure, glorious chaos. But wait, the ocean isn't done with us yet. Crane number 2 swings into action, hoisting another colossal orange sack of treasure. These guys are fighting slippery ropes and hurricane force spray, all for the ultimate payday. And then the sky opens up again. A majestic waterfall of salt water and scales washes over the steel. Incredible! The night shift warriors stand by, eyes locked on the heavy steel cables. Something massive is rising from the deep. The winches groan as a giant green sack breaches the surface. It is raining saltwater and sheer profit. Watch out below. The monster swings over the wet deck. Dripping with suspense, boom! The belly opens and delivers. But in this floating factory, one jackpot is never enough. Prepare for round 2. Another colossal blue teardrop is winched into the glaring lights. It is a literal mountain of cyan treasure, bursting at the seams. The crew guides the beast down. It is an avalanche of pure seafood. A breathtaking payday, harvested straight from the abyss. The midnight grind continues. Look at this absolute unit of a catch, a glowing green meteor of seafood, swinging wildly over the wet deck. The crew circles it like a pack of wolves, fighting the sheer momentum of Mother Nature's payload.
Okay, bring her in easy now.
One wrong move and you're flying. But these guys are masters of the ocean rodeo. The giant Pinotta is finally in position, hovering right over the ship's massive steel belly. The tension is absolutely cutting through the freezing air. And there goes the release. Boom! An endless turquoise waterfall of pure ocean treasure plunges into the dark hold. Another epic midnight heist pulled off to absolute perfection. The monster is airborne. A colossal teardrop of pure ocean silver hovering right over the dark abyss of the fish hold. The cables are screaming under the insane weight of this midnight jackpot. Look at the crew, standing by like commanders of a floating fortress. Just one signal, one pull of the release cord, and the sky is gonna fall. And there it goes. The bottom drops out, unleashing an absolute avalanche of silver. A never-ending waterfall of fresh seafood plunges straight into the belly of the beast. This is industrial magic. Orchestrated by men in hard hats and heavy rubber, the net slowly empties. But don't blink, because the ocean always has another round. Punkt stand back. The belly of this monster net is about to burst. One pull of the cord, and boom! A literal avalanche of silver crashes down into the holding tank. It's a glittering tsunami of premium seafood. The sheer volume is absolutely mind-blowing. This isn't just a catch. It's a full-blown oceanic jackpot. The sea has surrendered. But the journey doesn't stop on the wet deck. Welcome to the belly of the beast. The floating factory. Here, the chaotic harvest meets cold, calculated precision. Expert blades flash under the harsh lights, transforming wild ocean monsters into premium fillets in seconds. From the unforgiving abyss, straight to the conveyor belt of profit. Welcome to the belly of the beast. This isn't just a ship, it's a high-speed floating seafood factory. The yellow-clad warriors trade heavy ropes for razor-sharp blades and literal power tools. The chaotic silver avalanche is instantly transformed into pure, premium fillets. It is a wet, wild, and highly profitable assembly line. But human hands can only do so much. Enter the mechanical monsters. Endless conveyor belts swallow the silver stream, sorting and packing with ruthless efficiency. And the grand finale, the ultimate deep freeze. Watch as a worker handles a massive, solid ice boulder of pure profit. The ocean's wild bounty, locked, frozen, and ready. The final boss of this ocean game is the freezing data. A gloved finger taps the screen, ensuring every single fillet is locked in absolute zero. Then the camera pans. And welcome to the real Matrix. Endless, towering mountains of perfectly stacked cargo. It's a literal fortress of packed seafood, stacked right to the steel ceiling. Punkt behind scenes. It's an absolute winter wonderland. Workers battle sub-zero temperatures, wrestling massive blocks of pure ice and fish. The pristine conveyor belts keep rolling, a never-ending mechanical heartbeat. The control room watches everything, and finally, a frozen treasure is secured from the wild abyss to your dinner table.